My wonderful, beautiful, amazing birthday, Scorpios. Happy birthday to all Scorpio placements out in this world. May all of your your dreams, wishes, and desires all come true after you blow out your birthday candles. So I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot, and for this evening I'm going to be doing actually the Vlad Dracula Tarot because we're pretty much coming in on the October 31st. Oh my goodness. And so it's also, I think, a lot of, grand special occasions is going to be taking place. First, it's like, my performance, but of course, your, birthday. So happy, pre-birthday, post-birthday. If I don't get a chance, I definitely won't be able to actually wish any of you all a happy birthday on October 31st, but happy birthday, pre-birthday and post and belated to all beautiful Scorpios and Scorpio placements out in this world. So please accept the 24 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation, but also as a birthday gift, because I feel like that every zodiac sign, especially Scorpios in their season, should get acknowledged. So anyway, as you can see in the icon or the thumbnail, whatever, you guys call it and stuff like that, you'll see how the Vlad Dracula Tarot is spread out in the 11 cards, cross. And so I'm not going to be talking about like the historical parts of each card, but I will talk about like the card numbers. Oh my goodness. Speaking of one of the best cards for number 1, you get the Wheel of Fortune, one of your cards. Fabulous. Okay. So card 1, the significator forms the base of the cross. Everything in this reading will be built upon this foundation. Need I say more? Wow. And it's like, when I think about like the first, card number, like especially for the Vlad Dracula, this is kind of like the general card. When I actually, just, have the 9 card spread and I turn the deck around and I'd say this is your general card. And that's kind of how I see the first card. And you know what? Luck and fortune for my beautiful birthday Scorpios in this world. Wow, isn't that just a wonderful, spectacular beginning of your birthday season? Wow. I'm just so honored to be sharing this occasion with all of you out in this world, and especially that you get one of my favorite cards as well. But anyway, you consider this a wonderful, beautiful, lucky and fortunate month for everybody. And then we get to card number 2, and you get, Ace of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini placements. So, card 2, crossing the significator. This card represents the challenges that will have to be overcome in order to achieve the desired outcome. Okay, so the thing is you have luck and fortune on your side, but maybe it could be a little bit challenging of actually putting, all of that, luck and fortune, or, your ambitions or motivations or your goals to the test. Yeah, it can happen, where you pretty much just think, it's like I have so much, a wonderful, beautiful, maybe, the challenges that you pretty much just, will either, have problems choosing something, or maybe it's pretty much, how you have to actually approach something, because that's all about putting time and effort into something. So, maybe you actually, have like this jackpot, maybe a very good, healthy bank account, but here it is pretty much this thing, well, how are you going to go about it? And sometimes, having to make this choice, even though this isn't really like the 2 of Swords, but since, Ace of Swords is putting time and effort into something, could definitely be, this difficult moment of having to choose and make some kind of decision of some kind. So, well, I think, do whatever and see where it may lead you. My, suggestion that I always like to give is to kind of weigh out the pros and cons. So maybe that could hopefully benefit you sometime or somewhere. Because then we head off towards card number 3. Ooh, the Fool, Aquarius, a fellow fixed sign. Okay, maybe I have Aquarius placements. So card 3, above the significator. This shows the skill or ability you'll need to have in order to achieve the desired outcome. Well, that's pretty much about it. If you're about to, like, take some kind of leap of faith or some kind of risk, I can understand how the challenge is having to go about it. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's always that one step that a lot of us have to take. Even, for me as a vampire, it took me forever to get out of my slumber mode and actually get out into this world, because the thing is, it was just packed with uncertainty, right? But here it just shows that, in order to actually approach the putting time and effort, you're going to have to take some kind of risk. Well, the thing is, it's like, I think everybody's risks probably vary, because, there's actually this interesting phrase or this saying, that the human, you know, what you call, he taught me, you know, about actually a few months ago. But of course, you know, it's like, because, you know, it's like, have you guys ever heard of the phrase champagne problems? And I'm not really saying, because, like I said, you know, everybody's, you know, problems and risks, you know, can vary definitely. But the champagne problems is, you know, if you pretty much just think, well, what kind of cake should I order? I love the vanilla, I love the chocolate, I love the strawberry, I love the lemon, or what have you in other ways. Or maybe you are a pie person, or maybe you actually have to accommodate, you know, your party, you know, what have you in other ways. But, yeah, the thing is it's pretty much, you know, having to, you know, well, choose something. That's the thing. And the thing is, you know, it's like, consider yourself, you know, hopefully, you know, lucky in many ways, because you do get the wheel fortune of luck and fortune. So maybe you can even have, you know, well, many options and stuff like that. But if you are in a position where you have to take some kind of risk, I can understand how having to go about it could be a little bit of a challenge. But of course, you know, nothing worth having comes easy, right? So off to card number 4 we go. Ooh, if you get 3 of Swords, one of the cards I pulled for the vampire. Card 4 above card 3. This is the first bar of the cross, forming the basis of future and past events. This specific card represents present circumstances. What is causing heartbreak for my beautiful birthday Scorpios? What's going on? Well, of course, you know, any kind of, you know, circumstance and situation varies per person and in any way. So I can see how, well, maybe you've just had some kind of heartbreak of some kind. Maybe you broke up with your, you know, with your loved one, whoever it was, and stuff like that, and it put you in a situation of where you just thought, my goodness, you know, it's like, I mean, I will tell you, it's, you know, it's like, it's, you know, what I've actually come across is that a lot of humans, you know, even though, you know, we're in your particular birthday season and stuff like that, sometimes all of these negative events take place sometimes, and you just think, but it's my birthday season. I should be able to celebrate. I should be able to acknowledge this wonderful occasion. But then suddenly, you know, it's like, but that's only, you know, the birthday part. But the problem is not everybody is celebrating their birthday in October or November, for that matter, either. So the thing is maybe, you know, or maybe you just, you know, suffered from some bad news and stuff like that, and you want to try to, you know, take some kind of risk and put time and effort into mitigating it or trying to curb it and stuff like that, right? So I can understand. I mean, I'm so sorry if this is the case. I never want anybody to feel, you know, unhappy to, you know, birthday in their current season, for that matter. But yeah, sometimes I guess these situations just happen. Hopefully it's not resonating, but should it, yeah, I've seen, you know, well, many humans, you know, experience like negative circumstances, especially during their birthday season. Then we get to number 5. Ooh, you get the Ace of Cups. Things are starting to look up. So card 5 above 4, this is the second bar of the cross. It shows the highest possible outcome, and it's an indication of what will be. You know what I'm mostly getting here is kind of like a sacrifice. This is what will be, because, you know, if you are in current, you know, times, you know, experiencing or struggling, or maybe hopefully not suffering with heartbreak in other ways, well, I do see in the outcome, you know, is that it's going to be, you know, some kind of beautiful outcome, you know, of maybe new love. I mean, maybe let's say that you just got broken up with, or you just got divorced and stuff like that, and you're just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm just in heartbreak mode right now. The last thing I even feel like having to be dealing with is my birthday. I've experienced countless humans going through such, you know, well, yeah, scenarios and circumstances another way, where the last thing you feel like wanting to do is having to put on a smile and say, oh yay, everybody is, I'm so happy to have you guys here right now, even though you probably are just internally struggling on so many ways. But I do see a wonderful happy ending so far. I mean, we'll still have to look at 10 and 11, but this is pretty much like kind of a combination of it. So then we'll get to card 6 and 7. So 6, you get in the immediate future, you get the 4 of Swords. So pretty soon I see you actually having to rest and recover. So, and that's kind of the thing with any kind of heartbreak, any kind of like traumas, any kind of negativity. It's good to rest up so you can recover and heal. And well, that's pretty much about it. Because in the immediate past, you got the 2 of Pentacles. So it just looked like that you were really, you know, managing your responsibilities, your obligations, your affairs. And the thing is maybe, you know, it's like you were trying to mend so much. Maybe you were trying to, you know, reach out to your loved one. Maybe you're trying to, you know, curb something and stuff like that. And that's what I saw you doing with the 2 of Pentacles, managing everything, just kind of juggling the 2 of Pentacles. And pretty soon I just see you thinking, you know what, we're going to have to rest up and recover, because sleep is very crucial to any kind of healing, or especially for health purposes. Even us vampires also need our sleep and rest. Wow. And then we get to cards 8 and 9. So 8 is the distant future. You get the Four of Cups. Okay. So, there's going to be some kind of offering, but it's going to put you in a hesitant position. Because in the distant past, you got one of your beautiful cards, the Queen of Cups. So here you were pretty much, in the form of healing, support, nurturing, caring, love, what have you. And pretty soon you're going to be faced with an offering, but something is kind of holding you back. You know why? Because of the Three of Swords. It's like you are a fixed individual. Your whole mindset is just pretty much just fixed. Once once your eyes or mind is focused on something, or you pretty much already made your grand decision, that's the focus that you're going to be keeping. I mean, you could always change eventually, where you just think, well, you know what, maybe I'll give this person a try, or maybe eventually, no, second thought, I'm not doing this because I don't want to experience any more heartbreaks anymore. And that's kind of, sometimes, these situations happen. It's like even, what the human and I were talking about. I think I mentioned this even, during one of your readings in the past. But the thing is that, the human asked me saying, well, if you were to ever come across a vampire who turned you, would you, welcome him back into your life? And I said, most likely not. And he said, aha. He said, you said most likely. You didn't say definite no. And I said, well, what does it mean? What does it matter? And he said, well, the difference is that you pretty much are leaving this, this sense of thinking, well, this possibility that you might welcome the vampire back into your life. And I think, oh my goodness, here we are splitting hairs, but the point is, when I think about, my answer and his response is, it's like, maybe I might even welcome him back. Maybe I might even say, okay, let's get to know each other, let's go on these courtship and dates and stuff like that. But the problem is there's always going to be that bit of hesitancy, because my guard will definitely be up as well, because I also experienced the Three of Swords as well, and the only thing that's still missing is death and lovers, for that matter. But that's the thing is, it's pretty much how, it's like you have this loving, caring, and nurturing, supportive side to you, and it's actually kind of also putting your guard up a little bit more and saying, okay, it's like, fool me once, shame on me. Hey, well, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, kind of situation. So that's kind of where I think we both have this sort of similarities, And then we get to the outcomes of all outcomes. So 10 and 11, ooh, you get Page of Cups, Daydream, one of your beautiful cards. And then you get the Nine of Swords, of feeling the sense of nightmare. You know what I'm getting here? I know this exactly, yes. Well, you're hoping for some kind of daydream, but yet, on the other side, you're also worried and afraid by it. I don't blame you at all. I would never judge you based off of this combination in any way possible. Why? Because the thing is, it's like, it's very difficult to break patterns, but it's also difficult to let go of, these memorable moments, like the High Priestess of her upper book of knowledge, of actually thinking, let's say that you did get your heart broken by some guy or woman out in this world, right? And now, it's like you're pretty much, your friends and your family are pretty much just cheering you on and saying, oh no, but there's plenty of people out there. Just, we'll keep trying and trying. And then, at a certain point, you just think, why should I? I don't feel like having repetitive, mistakes in my life where I have to be hoping for this beautiful dream wish fulfillment. And then it's pretty much just packed with fears as well. And I understand that completely. I mean, the point is, it's 100% up to you on whatever you want. But normally, the best way to healing is to actually live well. Now, you can live well in a single position. You could live well, just being whoever you are and stuff like that, as long as it makes you happy and it gives you that real beautiful sense of fulfillment in other ways. But the thing is what this one saying is the best revenge for anything is to actually be successful, or to live, according to your own successes in other ways as well. So that's why I feel like, my cautionary tale, yes, I became a vampire, the Three of Swords, stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like that I'm living a way happier life than before, because, before I was just this, this damsel, vampiress, that pretty much was so lost and confused and stuff like that. And now eventually, I became this tarot reader on these technology machines. So, if I can do something like that, you can do probably something the same or similar, what have you, in other ways as well. So I feel like that, it's like maybe, try to, I can understand how, well, putting time and effort, maybe this is all about having to approach new beginnings and stuff like that. But it's 100% up to whatever you want to do. If you want to be whoever you want to be, no judgment ever coming from me. Just be, well, make yourself as happy as possible and heal well with the Queen of Cups and stuff like that. So, and then, it's like, then you don't have to worry about anything in the future. And then you could try to maybe hope for maybe alternative daydreams, or even eventually make your own personal daydream come true as well. Well, my beautiful birthday Scorpios, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now. But if this reading resonated for Scorpio placements, please feel free to join, subscribe, and please feel free to stay tuned for October 31st. But, please also always celebrate your birthday occasion, what so forth, what have you. This video is going to be around for a long time, so you can always watch it on November 1st or whenever you feel like it, in other ways as well. But otherwise, happy All Hallows Eve, happy Halloween to my beautiful birthday Scorpios. Next week, I'm going back to general readings and so forth and what have you. But other than that, I love you guys incredibly. Thank you so much for joining me this fabulous evening. And always, as per usual, take excellent good care of you, and welcome to your beautiful season.